The space station drifted in absolute darkness. No scanner could detect it. No eyes could glimpse it. It rested within a shroud of dark matter unseen by the galaxy itself. That was exactly what the 12 beings inside intended. Around a dimly glowing table of obsidian stone, they gathered in silence. These were the first and oldest species in existence. Some were crystalline entities that chimed softly with each motion. Others were luminous clouds of color. A few were beings of raw energy, shaped by thought alone. For 3 million years, they had ruled the galaxy from the shadows. None had ever known their name, and that secrecy was their strength. The crystalline being spoke first. His name was Quarath, their leader. "We have a problem. The humans have found us," the chamber erupted. Voices collided in confusion and anger. "That is impossible," hissed a voice made of 1,000 whispers. It came from Ixel-7, a hive mind of microscopic organisms speaking as one. "We have been hidden for 3 million years. How could such a young race find us?" Quarath touched the table and ghostly images appeared. A blue planet, Earth. They entered space only 3 centuries ago. Yet look at them now. The projection shifted. Human cities on distant worlds, ships crossing the stars, 47 colonies thriving across the void. "Most species take 10,000 years to reach 20 planets," Quarath said. "Humans did it in 300. They never stop. They never slow down." A being of violet energy, Tail pulsed thoughtfully. "Many races grow quickly at first. We have halted them before. What makes humans different?" Quarath gestured again. "New images, books, computers, scientists. They share everything. One human's discovery becomes the knowledge of billions overnight. Their progress compounds endlessly. We can stop that," rumbled Morak, a creature of stone and gravity. "Sever their colonies, cut their interstellar lines. In 2 centuries, they'll forget space entirely." Murmurs of approval echoed. They had done this before. It always worked. But Ixel-7 shifted uneasily. "There is more. 3 years ago, a human scientist, Yuki Tanaka, nearly uncovered our dark matter veil. She came dangerously close." Quarath's crystalline form darkened. "And worse, humans have begun asking why the galaxy is so empty. Why so few civilizations exist. They are searching for answers. If they find us..." Silence fell over the chamber. They all understood. Discovery meant the end of 3 million years of control. "Then," Quarath said coldly, "we vote now." Cormath rose slowly, his crystalline body glinting with faint inner fire. He reached for the hammer of judgment, a weapon forged from compressed dark matter itself. "Containment Protocol Sigma," he declared. "We cut off human access to fast space travel, isolate their colonies, freeze their civilization where it stands. Let them live, but never advance. Within centuries, they'll forget the stars." The vote came swiftly. One by one, 12 beings cast their choices. Only 2 refused. The rest agreed. The decision was sealed. Humanity would be contained. Cormath raised the hammer to strike the table and make it law. But before the blow could fall, alarms screamed across the station. Crimson lights pulsed through the black halls. A mechanical voice thundered, "Emergency!" Unknown vessels emerging from dark matter transit. 12 contacts detected. Human origin. The hammer slipped from Cormath's grasp, drifting weightless through the void. "Show us," commanded Ixel-7. The obsidian walls turned transparent. Outside, 12 human ships materialized from the darkness, sleek, radiant, perfectly aligned. They surrounded the station in a flawless circle. Impossible. Only the Council species possessed dark matter transit. Only they could navigate this hidden realm. Yet here humanity stood, in the Council's most secret sanctuary. "How?" whispered Tail, her violet form flickering. "How did they find us?" "How did they get here?" Quarath stared at the ships, his crystal body turning jet black, the color of fear. "I do not know." Then a transmission crackled through the Council's private frequency, a line no outsider should even know existed. A human voice spoke, calm and precise in flawless galactic standard. "This is Fleet Admiral Chen of the Terran Concordat. We know you can hear us. We know what you've done for millions of years. The species you erased. The civilizations you smothered. We've been watching you watch us for 18 months, and we believe it's time to talk about membership. You see, we think we've earned a seat at your table, and we have some ideas about how this galaxy should be run." The 12 ancient beings froze. For the first time in 3 million years, the Dark Matter Council was speechless. The human fleet waited in silence. No weapons fired, no threats made, only perfect formation, as if they had planned this moment for ages. Quarath finally spoke, his voice trembling like cracking glass. "Everything has changed," chaos erupted. The chamber filled with shouts and panic. Some demanded immediate attack. Others screamed for retreat. A few simply sat frozen in disbelief. Quarath slammed his crystalline fist against the table, the sound reverberating like a bell across eternity. "Enough! I want a full report. How did humans find us? How did they master dark matter travel?" Ixel 7's countless microforms shimmered with frantic motion. "Sir, reports are flooding in from our agents in human space. You must see this." The air shimmered with new images: human laboratories, quantum computers, experimental starships. 3 years ago, that scientist, Yuki Tanaka, published her theory on gravity patterns in empty space. The scientific community dismissed her, but their militaries, corporations, and private collectives did not. 17 separate groups began secret work on dark matter transit: governments, megacorps, research enclaves, even machine mines. Morak leaned forward, his stony voice low. "Impossible. It took us millions of years of cooperation to master that science. That's why they succeeded," said Ixel 7. "Humans don't seek perfection. They seek results. They built, failed, rebuilt. They used quantum computers to simulate millions of models, testing again and again. They call it aggressive iteration. They don't need to understand completely. They only need it to work." Thayil pulsed in disbelief. "But we monitor all developing species. We would have detected this." "We did detect it," Ixel 7 admitted. "But they knew. Look." A timeline appeared, stretching 3 years. Every few months, a human colony suffered disaster: power loss, computer infection, solar radiation, sabotage. "We caused these," Ixel 7 said quietly. "Standard protocol for slowing development." Yet after each setback, humanity adapted. They shared findings, cross-checked data, uncovered patterns. Someone had realized their misfortunes were too precise. "They knew," Quarath whispered. "For at least 18 months, Ixel 7 confirmed. "They hid it, let us believe we were still invisible, while they raced to find us." Saruan, the being of liquid form, asked, "But how did they conceal all this?" "We watch everything. Humans are experts at secrecy," Ixel 7 replied. "They've spied on themselves for millennia. Hiding from us was simply another problem to solve." Cormath turned toward the viewport. The 12 human ships waited, motionless and perfect. "Analyze their formation," he ordered. Ixel 7's hive worked silently, then spoke, her voice quivering. "Sir, their positioning matches theoretical dark matter weapon dispersal grids, patterns found only in classified council research from 500,000 years ago." "Not," she said softly. "We are already here." The chamber fell into stunned silence. Even the beings made of energy seemed frozen. Chen continued, her tone measured but unyielding. "You can destroy me. You can destroy my fleet. But you can't destroy what we've already set in motion. Humanity has mapped your networks, copied your archives, and decrypted enough to know who you are and what you've done. Kill us, and every secret you've ever buried will flood the galaxy within hours." Quarath's crystal surface rippled with unreadable emotion. "You would risk galactic chaos? Billions of deaths?" "We're not here to burn the galaxy," Chen replied. "We're here to change it. You've ruled through fear and silence for millions of years. We intend to build something different, something open, something honest." Mord's granite frame shifted, voice grinding like tectonic plates. "You presume much, human. What makes you think you deserve to sit among us?" Chen met his gaze without flinching. "Because whether you allow it or not, we already do. We've learned your language, your science, your secrets. We've reached your hidden place using your own forbidden technology. You hid from the universe, and still we found you. That means we belong here." Thayil's violet light pulsed in thought. "And if we refuse you? Then," Chen said simply, "we will make ourselves impossible to ignore." We will bring light to every shadow you've built your empire upon. Every civilization you silenced will know the truth." Silence stretched again. The council had no script for this. No precedent, no control. Cormath finally spoke, his tone sharp but quieter than before. "You asked to join the Dark Matter Council, to sit among the architects of order. If we were to even consider it, humanity would have to accept responsibility. You would share in the burden of maintaining balance." Chen nodded. "We already do. Balance doesn't come from control. It comes from accountability." Quarath studied her for a long moment, the faint hum of his crystalline body the only sound in the chamber. "You are unlike any species we have ever met." Chen smiled faintly. "So I've been told." He looked toward the other beings. None spoke. None dared. Finally, Quarath turned back to her. "We will deliberate." "You will wait aboard your ship." Chen inclined her head once. "Take your time. But know this, humanity doesn't wait forever." As she turned and walked toward the exit, her reflection shimmered across the obsidian walls. One human, alone in the seat of power, unarmed, unbroken, and unafraid. Behind her, Quarath's voice echoed softly through the dark chamber. "Everything truly has changed, and for the first time in 3 million years, the Council of Shadows began to wonder whether they were still the ones shaping the galaxy, or if humanity had just taken that power for themselves." "Not necessary," Chen said calmly. "We already have all your secrets." She lifted another device. This one displayed a sprawling network stretching across human territory. "This is a distributed data web. 47 colonies each hold fragments of your dark matter navigation equations. Every fragment is layered with encryption and failsafes. If humanity is ever destroyed, contained, or suppressed, the locks open on their own. Within days, every spacefaring civilization will receive the full data set." The XL 7 swarm pulsed with agitation. "You would unleash chaos across the stars just to save yourselves?" "No," Chen replied evenly. "We would give the galaxy truth. Chaos may follow or it may not. But pretending stability exists through lies is just decay in disguise. Secrets always burst free eventually. The only question is whether it happens cleanly or catastrophically." Morak rose, his granite form looming. "You are blackmailing us. You hold the galaxy hostage." Chen met his burning eyes without fear. "I'm offering you a choice. You can attack us, maybe even succeed, but the data still releases. Every ambitious species will chase dark matter travel. Endless wars will follow. The Council will fracture, maybe fall entirely." She let silence stretch. "Or," she said, "you accept us as junior members. We help manage the transition to openness. We bring energy, perspective, innovation. Together, perhaps we build something that endures, not because it's hidden, but because it's right." Quoth's crystalline body shimmered deep red. "You are not proposing alliance. You are forcing entry through threat." "Yes," Chen admitted without hesitation. "Because you'd never allow it otherwise. You'd bury us as you've buried so many before. Humanity refuses erasure. We won't vanish quietly. So we offer you the least catastrophic option." Thessel approached slowly. "And if we choose chaos instead? If we decide a broken galaxy is better than humans in this chamber?" Chen's expression hardened. "Then everyone loses. Civilizations will burn, countless species will battle for dominance. War will consume everything, and humanity will be there, probably making it worse because that's what we do. Is that truly the better future?" The council fell silent. For eons, they had ruled through secrecy and control. Now, a human stood among them, declaring that age over. Cormath finally spoke, deliberate and slow. "You realize we could still destroy you, detonate this station, take your fleet with us." "I know," Chen answered softly. "But I'm betting you value survival over pride. And I'm betting you see the truth. The galaxy is already changing. You can change with it, or die clinging to the past." Silence lingered. Outside, human warships waited like patient storms. Inside, the masters of the galaxy faced the future, and the woman who had forced them to confront it. The council fell into uneasy silence, each member imagining the weight of what had just been proposed. At last, Cormath spoke. "We will consider your request, but before that you must prove something. If humanity truly seeks a place here, you must show you understand what power really means. You will face a test. They led Chen into a private chamber, its walls lined with shifting starlight. The council followed, solemn and deliberate. Whatever this was, it mattered. Quarmath pressed a crystalline hand to the wall. A star map unfolded, highlighting a distant cluster Chen had never seen. 37 sectors away lies a species called the Krell, he said. Intelligent, curious, and about to destroy themselves. The image zoomed closer. 4 planets circling a yellow sun, one blazing with city lights. They've discovered how to trigger fusion reactions inside stars, XL7 explained. If they continue, they could ignite entire systems. Billions would die, Chen frowned. Why would they even build such weapons? Fear, Ta'il answered softly, her glow dimming. They look upon a silent galaxy and wonder why. They sense danger and prepare to face it. They're not wrong, Chen murmured. Quarmath's body flashed crimson. We are that danger. We have preserved this galaxy by ending species that advance too far. I'm not judging, Chen replied evenly. Just saying the Krell's fear exists for a reason, and their instincts are right. Morak stepped forward. Then here is your test. The Krell must be stopped. Normally we use 3 methods. We induce stellar flares to erase their technology. We release a plague to cull their numbers. Or we collapse their society through manipulation. We call this suppression. You mean genocide? Chen said coldly. We mean survival, Quarmath countered. But you claim to have better ways. Prove it. You have 48 hours to resolve the Krell situation. Show us your understanding of power. Chen hesitated, thinking deeply, then nodded. I accept. But I'll need unrestricted access to your Krell archives and communication with my people. Granted, Quarmath said. But remember, if you fail and the Krell endanger the galaxy, we intervene our way. And your place here ends. Chen returned to her flagship and immediately summoned her officers, scientists, and AI advisors. All night they worked, sifting through millennia of records, dissecting every note about the Krell's culture, psychology, and art. They're not monsters, said Dr. Park, a xenocultural expert. Their art is full of longing, questions about why the stars are so quiet. Because the Council silenced everyone, Chen said bitterly. They're building weapons out of terror of something they can't see. But that fear is justified, Rodriguez pointed at the data. These stellar ignition devices are catastrophic. If completed, they could burn whole sectors. The Council isn't wrong about the threat. But extermination isn't the answer, Chen replied. We need a solution that dissolves fear, not entire civilizations. Ara, her AI, spoke suddenly. What if we told them the truth? Not all of it, just enough to show they're not alone. Chen looked up sharply. Explain. They act from isolation, Ara continued. If they knew others existed, others willing to help, they might stop fighting shadows. Dr. Park nodded. A genuine first contact. Not manipulation, real communication. Mutual trust, Rodriguez frowned. The Council will never allow that. It exposes too much? Maybe not, Chen said slowly. Not if we frame it differently. For another day, she refined her plan. She spoke with philosophers, historians, and even artists on Earth through quantum relays, people who understood empathy, narrative, and culture. Finally, she was ready. 36 hours after the challenge began, Chen stood before the Council once more. Here is humanity's proposal, she said clearly. We make direct, honest contact with the Krell. We reveal that they are not alone, that other intelligent life exists. We explain the silence and guide them toward cooperation, not destruction. Madness, Morak thundered. You would expose our entire system. No, Chen said firmly. We won't reveal ourselves, Chen continued. We share selective technology with them, not weapons, but defenses. Stronger shields, improved sensors, faster engines, tools that make them feel secure without giving them greater power to harm. She projected shimmering schematics across the chamber. We also redirect their weapons research. We show them how their stellar ignition science can be used for creation instead of destruction. stellar engineering, asteroid relocation, construction of orbital habitats, even transforming barren systems into living ones. We convert fear into ambition and weapons into wonder. Thessal's energy form pulsed brighter. And their fear? We address it head-on, Chen replied. We tell them the galaxy is both more dangerous and more magnificent than they ever imagined. We offer real partnership, not subjugation, not deception. True alliance and friendship. We'll call it the Galactic Truth-Keeping Initiative. She brought up predictive models filled with cascading numbers and socio-cultural forecasts. Our simulations estimate a 73% probability of full success. The Krell stabilize, redirect their research, and stop developing planet-killer weapons. Their creativity turns toward exploration and construction, not annihilation. The Council argued for 18 unbroken hours. Voices clashed like storms, some urging caution, others hope. Could this new approach work, or would it doom everything they'd protected for eons? Finally, Quarmath called the vote. 7 crystals flared bright in agreement. 5 dimmed in refusal. The plan passed, barely. Quarmath regarded Chen gravely. We will allow this experiment, but understand the cost. If the Krell ever become a galactic threat, we will intervene by our traditional means, and humanity will lose everything it has gained. Chen bowed her head. I understand. We will not fail you or the Krell. 6 months later, the obsidian chamber filled once again. This time, Admiral Chen sat among them. Her seat was smaller, but it gleamed with new light, a human place at the oldest table in existence. Quarmath opened the session formally. We are here to evaluate the Krell initiative. Admiral Chen, your report. Chen rose and activated a vast hologram. The Krell homeworld appeared, alive and radiant. New ships cruised between planets. Vast construction rings shimmered in orbit. The cities below blazed with fresh energy. First contact occurred 4 months ago, Chen began. We sent a diplomatic team led by Ambassador Williams, our foremost specialist in alien cultural integration. The Krell were stunned to learn they were not alone. Some feared us. Others rejoiced. But all were endlessly curious. The display shifted, humans and Krell standing side by side for the first time. The Krell were tall, silver-skinned beings with luminous eyes and movements like flowing dance. We shared selected technology as promised, Chen continued. Advanced shield generators, upgraded sensors, clean energy cores, nothing that could easily become a weapon. In return, the Krell shared immense cultural archives and elegant new mathematical frameworks, astonishingly advanced in form. Shell 7's swarm flickered with fascination. And their weapons research? Entirely redirected, Chen replied, visibly proud. Their stellar ignition science is now the foundation for stellar engineering. They're building a partial Dyson sphere to harness solar energy. Their weapons engineers became architects of light almost overnight. They are happier now. Images filled the air, humans and Krell laboring side by side, forging stations that shimmered like new suns. They call us their first friends among the stars, Chen said. They've pledged fleets and resources to explore the galaxy with us. Thessal's violet aura rippled with approval. Remarkable progress, beyond expectation. But there is a complication, Chen warned. A larger star map appeared, 3 neighboring systems glowing yellow. Other civilizations have noticed the activity. They ask, why are the Krell advancing so fast? Who are these humans? Mork's granite voice rumbled. Exactly what we feared. The secret spreads. Yes, Chen said quietly, and it will keep spreading. We can either manage how truth unfolds or watch chaos unfold instead. I know my choice, she exhaled slowly. I propose the transparency cascade. A new hologram shimmered, 5 centuries of planned revelations. We unveil the truth gradually, she said. Not everything, just enough to prepare young species. They'll learn ancient civilizations exist, that cooperation is possible, that they're never truly alone. Quarmath's crystalline body flared crimson. You wish to expose us? Eventually, yes, Chen said gently. But over centuries, you become gardeners, not tyrants. Guides, not shadows. Teachers who nurture instead of erase. She presented vast probability webs. In 10,000 years, discovery becomes inevitable. The choice isn't if you're revealed, it's how. What story will the galaxy believe about you? Cerulean's fluid body rippled. This overturns 3 million years of order. Yes, Chen admitted. But your methods were made for a slower galaxy. The universe accelerates now. You can evolve or vanish beneath what comes next. Dr. Park stepped forward nervously. We studied your history. You formed this council to prevent self-destruction among young species. But perhaps the galaxy has matured. Perhaps it's ready for truth. Extel 7 buzzed, thoughtful. You're saying our success invalidates our secrecy. Exactly, Chen said. You shaped the galaxy so well that it can now stand on its own. You succeeded so completely that hiding is no longer necessary. It's time to grow. The debate raged for 2 days. Conservatives feared collapse. Progressives saw rebirth. Then, unexpectedly, Quarath supported Chen. We've been prisoners of secrecy too long, he said. Human chaos may be the catalyst we need to survive another 1,000,000 years. A vote followed. The transparency cascade passed. Phase 1 would begin under human leadership, the rest of the council serving as observers. Nobody was pleased, so Chen smiled. Then it's probably fair. When the chamber emptied, Quarath lingered by the window, starlight reflecting in his crystalline facets. You frighten me, he admitted softly. Not your weapons, your conviction that everything can improve. That even tradition must serve life, Chen smiled. Welcome to the human condition. We terrify ourselves daily, but we learned that fear of change is only another challenge. Quarath's tone was weary. We are ancient. You ask us to become something new. I ask you to keep growing, Chen said. You've lived for millions of years. Don't stop learning now. A message from Earth arrived. Dr. Tanaka's new paper on detecting artificial megastructures. Alarms flickered across council systems. Quarath made a sound like wind through crystal caverns, laughter, brittle and sincere. It will be a long 50 years of probation. For you, perhaps, Chen said, smiling faintly. For us, it's only the beginning. The chamber dimmed as the session closed. Outside, human and alien vessels drifted in formation, guardians of secrets soon to become truths. The Dark Matter Council had ruled for 3 million years through silence. With humanity among them, the next 1,000,000 would be louder, riskier, brighter, and honest. Quarath watched Chen depart through the docking tunnel, feeling both ancient and new. His people had endured eternity, but now, for the first time in ages, he felt wonder again. Something vast was awakening, a galaxy stirring from its long sleep. The humans had arrived, and nothing would ever be the same again.